Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a review on these Fly Superlace X Series boxing gloves. So stay tuned. Okay guys, today we have the Fly Superlace X-Line Series boxing gloves. We'll do a close-up weigh-in and review on. This is going to be their microfiber synthetic leather version of their Superlace gloves. And their newest color scheme, which is this kind of this forest green and gold, metallic gold looking color scheme. Real similar to a lot of the WBC styles you're starting to see that more companies are doing. Beautiful glove. This is actually my second review of the Superlace X-Line series glove. I did a review a while back on some blue ones, but you can see it has a really nice consistency, very similar to winning gloves as far as the way the synthetic feels. You have the Fly logo in gold on the back of the glove. You see some marking there, and that's just from me using the glove. That's not how they came, that's just from me training with them. Their signature X stitching on the back of the wrist. 14-ounce weight tag. Obviously they're lace ups. I got about, I'd say, 1/2 inch of padding on the back of the wrist and 3/4 on the inside. Nice silky soft satin liner on the inside, which I really like. You can see the gold piping around the cuff as well as on the inside wrist, double stitching there. Gold around the thumb, no ventilated holes. Medium-sized grip bar, nice deep finger compartment, and an improved thumb in my opinion, which I'll explain to you guys in the review. The padding consistency is definitely on the firmer side with this particular glove. Multi-layer foam padding, but definitely a more firmer feel to this. So this lends to be a more protective glove. So here they are next to each other. They have more of a medium to compact feel. Let's go ahead and put these on the scale, see how much they weigh. And the left glove, including laces, at 14.5, so 1/2 ounce overweight. And the right glove is 13.7. Let's go ahead. 13.7. So they're not exactly on weight, and this one's about, I'd say, 1/2 ounce underweight. So I'd like to see a little bit better weight accuracy with these gloves, especially for the price that you pay for them. But there you have it. Let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on this Fly Superlace X-Line Series boxing gloves. I got mine lace up, 14 ounces, and I decided to go with their new color scheme of this kind of this forest green with this metallic gold color scheme. And you're starting to see this color come out a little bit more frequently with a lot of different brands are going kind of with that WBC themed look with a lot of their gloves, and I love it. I think it looks fantastic. It looks really awesome, and green's not a color you typically see with a lot of boxing gloves. A lot of people usually go with like the standard red, blue, black, white, and so forth when it comes to the different color schemes. Now, I've done a review previously on the Fly Superlace X-Line. I actually did a pair of the blue ones about a year and a half ago when they first released the X-Line. So I feel like they made a couple of small revisions to this particular glove, mainly in the thumb. That was my main critique with the Superlace gloves. Even my leather navy blue ones had the same issue with the thumb, which I'll get into here in a second. But see, it's a beautiful looking glove. From Fly. Obviously the X-Line is going to be their synthetic microfiber leather that they use, so it's not their genuine leather glove, hence why it's more affordable when it comes to the price of the gloves. You can get this obviously in this green and gold. You can get it in a Velcro closure as well. They have a blue and a gold, they have a white, black, so several other colors you guys can check out on their website. Obviously different sizes as well, 10 ounces, 12 ounces, 14, 16. I decided to go with 14 ounces with this particular glove. So design-wise, you can see beautiful looking glove with the green and the synthetic leather. It does have that Fly logo with that's on the back of the glove in the gold. I have a little bit of white marks here. That was just from me using these gloves during training. That is not a flaw on Fly's part. That is from me actually using these gloves. So you can see the back has that signature X look with Fly boxing gloves that they have on the stitching right there. That nice hinge point. I'd say the back of the glove has about a 1/2 inch of medium density padding, the 14-ounce weight tag on the inside. A nice silky soft satin liner on the inside, which is a signature thing that Fly uses in all of their gloves, so you have a really nice comfortable liner. It doesn't feel scratchy or uncomfortable. Gold piping around the bottom of the cuff. On the palm side, again, you do have about, I'd say, 3/4 of an inch of padding that rises up right here and it ends right where the piping is at. On the outside wrist, it comes up to right about here and ends where the stitching is. Gold piping on the palm right there. Nice long white laces that you have right here that are the round type laces. They're not the flat type, so you have the round laces. Gold piping around the thumb. Again, gold thumb right there, as well as a green attached thumb. Nice large grip bar right here on the inside of the grip bar. And you also have green stitching to kind of keep it one nice solid color. So overall, a really nice looking glove. You can see there. This microfiber, I would say, has more of a nice satin sheen to it. And doesn't have a really grainy feel, more of a smooth texture to the feel of the glove. And they use their own multi-layer foam padding. That I would say is a little bit more on the firm, protective side. Now the quality of the gloves are actually really nice. I mean, you can see the stitching is done really good. You can see the stitching is double stitched on the palm side as well as on the thumb, the outside edges where this microfiber meets. Looks really good. Where the thumb meets the index finger looks really clean. It's bonded nicely to the inner foam, so you don't feel too much slack. Sometimes you have gloves that has too much excess material. So if you were to do that with your fingers, you would actually see just kind of fold up because there's just too much material. So they do a really nice job of really having a nice tight fit around the actual foam. Where it meets, the thumb meets right there. I have a little bit of a foam dimple right there. Not a huge issue, but maybe I could just kind of flatten that out with my finger, but a little bit of a dimple right there on that foam. The back of the wrist looks really nice, nicely symmetrical. Stitching looks great. Back looks good. Had a little bit of fraying right here on the inside. You can see a little bit of the stitching kind of coming out from right there on the inside cuff. Not a huge deal, but something worth noting. Cuff looks good. Piping looks really clean. So overall, quality is really, really nice. You know, obviously this is not going to be the same quality as the regular leather gloves, but again, you're also not paying as much. Now the comfort of the glove, you can slide your hand in here. Beautiful liner. That's probably one thing that I noticed when I first got these gloves, is that just the smoothness of the liner. It's like butter. You slide your hand in here, it just feels nice and silky. It doesn't feel rough, but it feels really good. The thumb. Now the big thing I had an issue with the fly gloves I had before was the tip of my thumb, and I don't have big thumbs by any means, but the tip of my thumb would jam right about here. And with these gloves, I actually didn't experience that. So I feel like they corrected it. Maybe they give a little bit more room at the tip of the thumb. It gives you a little bit more, so when you actually make a fist, the attached thumb doesn't pull it too far down. So I feel like the previous model, when I would actually create a fist, this thumb attachment would actually kind of fold the thumb down. And what would happen was it would fold, and then my thumb, I'm trying to re-simulate it, I'm trying to redo it, but it would jam right in there because that thumb attachment would just kind of bring that piece of leather down. With these, I feel like they've maybe adjusted it and gave you like maybe 1/4 of an inch more. Now, with being a 14-ounce gloves, these are definitely a snug fitting glove. If I were to probably do it all over again, I probably would have went with 16s. But if you do have bigger hands, thicker hands, you're definitely gonna, these are really snug. I would definitely go with 16 ounces because this piping on here is really tight right here. So it's gonna take some time to really break this piece in because of this part, this fat part of your thumb right there really just digs into that pipe. So make sure to get the proper size. I would go, if you go with your if you typically have 14 in gloves, I will go with 16. So maybe go 2 ounces up than you're normally used to, because I feel these gloves are a little bit more on the snug side. I feel like this section of the glove is a little more snug fitting. Finger compartment is great. I mean, I feel like the finger compartment is nice and wide, but not too wide to where your fingers kind of, you know, bounce around on the inside. So that's good. You don't actually feel the stitching on the inside of the finger compartment. Nice deep finger compartment, and your fist is in a nice natural fist position. The other thing is this glove is really stiff. So the foam they use in here, like I showed you, is a little bit more on the dense side, and it's going to take some time to break it in. That's about as far as I can actually open my hand. So it's definitely stiffer feeling than their genuine leather gloves. I don't know if that's a combination between the kind of padding they use and this being a synthetic, but I feel like these are definitely stiffer than my Superlace leather versions. These are just, you can see just, that's as far as I'm opening that palm. So it's going to take definitely some time to break in this section of the glove as well as this part. And so I felt a little bit of discomfort there with his thumb being as tight as it is. Protection and performance, these are definitely more of a firm fitting glove. You can definitely use this for training throughout the gym for everything, sparring, hitting the bag, hitting the mitts, but it's definitely more on the firm side. So you get really nice shock absorption, decent feedback. I wish they were a little bit more softer so you get a little bit more of a compressed feel when you hit the bag. But a pretty good glove overall. Definitely good for shock absorption because of how definitely more on the protective side with this style of padding because of how dense that is. So it's going to take a little bit of time to break that in, but I definitely love the balance of the glove. You see it's not too top heavy. It's good, so good weight distribution there. But just to show you guys the kind of the padding again, how more dense it is, denser feeling. I don't know if they changed it, maybe they did or not. Maybe they can confirm if the padding has changed from earlier models, but definitely has a little bit more of a denser feel. So the two things I would say is this right here, this section of the glove being a little bit on the snug side, and just the foam being really stiff from the get-go. So it's definitely gonna take a break-in period. Cost-wise, so these gloves are 150 British pounds, which if you want to convert it to US dollars, is about 200 US dollars. And for those of you that's wondering if it's worth it or not, man, I'm really on the edge right there with these gloves because I love the way they look. I like the way they perform. Just the little things like the discomfort right here on the thumb and the gloves being on the stiffer side. You know, $200 to me is a little high. The reason I say that is now there's so many gloves in that $100 to $150 range that to me perform just as good, if not better than these for a little bit more of an affordable price. You know, and that's not really a knock on flies, there's a lot more competition now. So I love the way they look. I love the colors. I love the size of the glove. They're a little bit more on the compact, slim fitting side. But I wish they were just a little bit more comfortable when it comes to this thumb area, and a little bit softer around this foam, a little bit more broken in feeling. That way I get a little bit more of a connected feel. Not a bad thing, just my personal preference when it comes to that. But overall, pretty solid glove. But I think the big thing is going to be that conversion rate of $200. You know, a lot of people, once they get to that $200 range, that kind of opens a whole nother door to other glove opportunities that people are like, okay, well, if I'm gonna spend 200, I want to jump up to 250 or 300 and just get, you know. So you're getting to an area where now price is not so much an issue. So, you know, if these were like $150 US dollars, then I would be like, all right, cool, these are definitely right there, you know. But for it being a synthetic glove at $200, you know, it's really hard to say with that, you know. Not to say these are just some of the better synthetic gloves that I've owned, for sure. But that's really up to you when it comes to your budget, when it comes to these type of gloves. So anyhow, if you guys have any questions or comments, as usual, put them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Superlace X-Line boxing gloves. See you guys next time. Peace.